To track the movement of millions of tons of global commodities today, you can't wait around for a quarterly earnings report. The actual data moves instantly in fragmented digital alerts. Take this exact message sent on August 19, 2026. It looks like a random string of text pushed to a smartphone, packed with scattered emojis, obscure acronyms, and isolated numbers. To the average person checking their phone, this wall of text looks like absolute spam. But to a global manufacturer, this is highly actionable market intelligence. Every number listed here dictates the future production cost of the physical goods we use daily. Everything from the plastic molding on your car's dashboard to the synthetic fibers in a polyester shirt depends on the exact daily price of these raw materials. If you want to see exactly how the global supply chain is operating right now, you first have to learn how to read this code. Translating this digital shorthand allows us to track the physical pulse of global industry as it happens. Naphtha, propylene, ethylene, and styrene are feedstocks, the chemical precursors required to manufacture nearly every modern plastic. To track where these chemicals are moving, this datasheet divides the globe into 3 distinct regional markets, each trading with its own currency and measuring units. First, we have the United States market. Prices here are calculated in cents per pound, and the trading activity centers heavily around the Gulf Coast, abbreviated on the sheet as GC. Move over to Europe, and the metric shifts to euros per metric ton. The infrastructure in this region is concentrated around Northwest Europe, marked as NWE, with Rotterdam serving as a massive intake hub. Finally, the Asian market relies on US dollars per metric ton. The daily data specifically isolates activity flowing in and out of the primary industrial centers in China and Korea. These geographic abbreviations mark the massive industrial hubs of the global supply chain. Storing and processing millions of gallons of highly volatile chemicals requires the staggering refinery infrastructure seen here, concentrated along these specific coastal corridors. Parsing these regional metrics is the necessary first step to understanding exactly where millions of tons of raw material will physically move next. Next to those geographic tags, the message relies on 3-letter acronyms like CFR and FOB. These are the literal instructions for global ocean transit. FOB stands for Free on Board. When a batch of styrene is marked FOB Korea, it means the seller is legally responsible for the chemical only until it is physically loaded onto the export vessel. After that, the buyer takes the risk. CFR, or cost and freight, works differently. Under this term, the international seller handles the logistics and absorbs the cost of ocean transit all the way to the destination port, shifting liability away from the buyer during the journey. These obscure legal acronyms govern the physical movement of thousands of massive liquid cargo tankers navigating the open ocean at any given moment. This animated chart breaks down the actual daily price shifts recorded for ethylene on August 19th. The numbers in parentheses show prices rising in the US, dropping between 5 and 10 points in Europe, and staying flat, marked NC for no change, in Asia. Notice the stark contrast between the European drop and the US rise. These micro-fluctuations reflect the immediate, real-world collision of regional supply shortages running into sudden spikes in manufacturing demand. A 10-point shift in these columns triggers purchasing decisions that dispatch entire fleets of cargo ships from one continent to another. If we look past the individual rows of chemical data, the promotional text at the very bottom of the WhatsApp message reveals exactly why this alert exists in the first place. The publisher's business model is spelled out directly in their logo: price, prediction, profit. They recognize that knowing the accurate daily cost of raw materials directly dictates a company's future gains. Relying on traditional end-of-day email reports is too slow for modern industrial traders. If a European buyer waits until the market closes to react to an ethylene price drop, they've already missed the window. To solve this speed problem, the service now offers automated delivery through an AI-powered chatbot. It's a tool designed to parse these complex shifts and push live updates directly into a trader's hand the moment the price moves. Securing a 10-point advantage on a massive bulk order of propylene protects a company's global profit margins long before the cargo ship ever leaves the port. The physical goods we rely on are manufactured out of complex polymers, but the economic system that produces them runs entirely on the speed of digital intelligence.